Tonight we have our friend Huey here who is going to be doing a live build of the compliance dashboard for product managers. For those of you who do not know, compliance is extremely important right now, especially because legal tech is really taking off. It's going to open up a huge doors of opportunity. Huey, whenever you are ready, by all means, get ready to go ahead and take it off.
Yep, definitely. I am okay. Let me share my screen. And thanks for everyone coming today to my talk about compliance. And actually, I think compliance is a very broad domain, but for my specialty, there's one thing I'm really interested that Richard also knows pretty well, which is UGC. If anyone knows that, so that's the main part I'll be mainly showcase about. So can everyone see my screen here? You guys see it?
I see it.
All right. Just like I'll give a quick overview of like what compliance and UGC has to do something with it because this is gonna help us a lot. This is gonna be like one of the domains I think is going to grow a lot more exponentially in the future, given that platforms are pushing for more creators. So yeah, right. I'm just gonna show real quick. So first, just gonna go for what's UGC. Simple. User-generated content. Like you have been scrolling on TikToks and Instagram and other websites all day. You have seen like so many people are like helping brands to advertise products and stuff. Like right now, Claude is like a very famous UGC brand use that lots of creators are pushing it. And yeah, you have Roblox is a platform for kids game, WAP, which is Richard is using, Patreon for creators, Instagram, TikTok. And now we move on. What is compliance? What do we have there? Like you probably might have heard of these compliances here. So it's just basically like set of rules that platforms has to follow. It's like it's a kids like GCC is like a big kids playground, and then this is like the rules of the playground. So making sure that things don't get into trouble, and that it can be controlled for the risk for the content and behavior. So you have FTC, COPPA, Children's Digital Service Act, UK Online Safety Act, etc. There's a lot more than that, but yep. And now, how does UGC actually look like across? Like, if you have scrolling a lot on TikTok and Instagram, you probably have seen a lot, like, as you can see, paid partnerships, sponsored by Anthropic, Claude, etc. Like here, you have seen this all the time, like ads. And now for TikTok, of course, like there are many tech AIs, things like Turbo AI are pushing UGC contents, and you see people are like talking about like, oh, if you're not using this, you're missing out so many things about this, and then they're trying to advertise like, oh, the AI tech company services, and they get paid for to do that. And for Roblox, kids game, like I actually tried to use it many times before, and I find it's interesting. Like it's a whole marketplace and stuff. It's like, do you see like people upload many different types of contents? It's like someone upload like Spider-Man costume, Mickey Mouse costume, and stuff like that. But those are UGC, and those could be in legal trouble because those are kind of like copyrighted stuff. But Roblox is like very kind of like lackluster when it comes to regulating those things, like because they are busy dealing with handling things for making it safety for kids first. And of course, Patreon and WAP. Yes, how to be a GGC content creator? Like for WAP is looking. This is WAP looking for content creators to push more, making more platform as well. Then now for compliances, like I'm just gonna go through quick here. You have content, you have child safety, age, you have creator monetizations, you have data privacy, moderation process, and algorithm recommendations. So yeah, like there's a lot more, but these are the main ones I think like just need to we need to know if we are ever try to become creators. Now the problem is now let's get to the problem. Like, what happens when the larger the UGC becomes? Then what happens to the compliances? Well, UGC, as I say, is like a big playground. There are more if there are more kids, then it becomes more chaotic, and there are more contents means you can create more mess. And compliance is like parents trying to keep the mess legal, safe, reviewable, and scalable for so that everyone gets like a win-win situations. Now, Now, as I said, when the GCC platform has more creators, more uploads, more revenue, then compliance also is seeing more like, more what the hell is are these kind of contents popping up. Like we have so many, like you have seen so many ads that you don't want to see. You have seen so many like news and stuff that you just say like, what does this have to do with me? And of course, more unsafe interactions, more minors on the wrong surfaces, because like Kaoshi, like the betting sites, like you see like lots of young people getting into there and then well risking their whole savings, and that which is not good. And of course, more copyright and copycat complaint. It's like someone out there could be like taking Richard's content and then putting on their websites, and then only Richards will only find that out like years later. So which is not good, but that is possible, that is feasible. Or someone could create Richards as an AI and then have him just like do all the talking stuff. Yeah, and more hidden ads and sponsorships. So the big idea here is that the bigger the scale, the bigger the mess. And what happens to the bigger mess? A bigger loophole. It becomes a loop, and that's the thing. The compliance, when what then you as you see, when compliance has too many things to face trouble, it just decides like, you know what, let it slide, just let it slide. That's why when people trying to report some inappropriate contents, the compliance team just like, it's okay. I'll let it slide like that. It's like it's just half-hearted. Like, just they just halfway doing the compliance. That is bad because UGC platform is going to scale a lot more. It's $1 trillion industry, and you cannot have like only like a billion industry compliance trying to do that. All right. Now, now some pain points. Now this is the part here. We have to get into our POV as like what does a product manager see? Like what are, as a business creators and product managers together, what are the pain points that we really care about? So the big phrase I want to use for this is creators needs freedom, but platforms needs rule. That's pretty much it. So of course, too many contents, not enough human reviews. When there's minors, and age and safety become actual product problems. And, and sponsored content would turn UGC into compliance risk because, well, if there's money, means it will be advertising. There will be sponsorships, and lots of like unclear talks about like how things are supposed to work. And yes, professionally, I say that everything should be dealt with laws and stuff so you can get the best for yourself. Okay. Next is of course copyright ownerships, because people can upload contents they don't fully own all the time, and then moderations consistency is hard, but yeah, you see many times like you have Richard and the other content creators post the same thing, but somehow Richard gets removed, but the other creator just stays up there, and Richard is wondering why is this happening, and he gets no clear answers from the team. So yeah, like it shouldn't feel random. So because that could lose our trust, and trust is like a very important currency when trying to scale the business. So and yeah, compliance kills growth if they have bad UX because you have so many verification steps, you have payout holes with no explanations, broken reporting flows, and there's just so many frictions that it impact trust. And then, of course, so many other issues like weak appeals. What about offenders who keep repeating? Bad actors on the platform? Proof? And now, since Instagram, Roblox, Patreon, WoW, it's a global platform, it means different rules apply everywhere. How are we gonna handle all of that, right? Okay. So, yep, big elephant in the room is how do you turn these messy safety compliance obligations into creator-friendly, scalable products workflows without killing growth? Yes, this is the questions that, as a product manager, we're gonna be asked how to like really scale. This is very, it matters for every business wants to know how to do it. All right, and now as a PM of GCC and compliance, this is the domain that I like. How will we approach these $1 million questions? Oh, just before this, anyone has any questions? I just want to make sure that we don't get lost in the way. Anyone has any questions so far? Oh, good. Oh, good. All right.
Doing good.
All right. If good, then Aja. All right. Are we just gonna go over here? All right. So we know the problem right now is compliance. Right now is just like a kind of like half a joke, half serious. It's everywhere. Creator see warnings, takedowns, account risk, but they don't know exactly what went wrong, what to do next. So, from a product manager perspective, now this is our mode here. This is a whole workflow, transparency, and user trust problem, and that's why we are here to help make it better. And now for like the creators and mini UGC platform, it's challenging because you have to care about your creators' freedom, safety, monetizations, moderations, and regulatory readiness. So I was thinking, out of all the options I could come up with, why haven't we just had basically like an assistance for just to help simplify the process for small creators? Like, why is the report button on Instagram and TikTok the only thing that we have? Why is there nothing else to help us check for these things? So, of course, compliance assistance for small creators seems like the most feasible options that I would interest now that would help me as a creator in future to really see how my contents could be addressed before I actually post them. So then I come with an idea of creator compliance co-pilot. Think of it as like co-pilot, like your mini assistants for basically like doing the teddy task, like check your risk before publishing, understand what your content was flagged, see business impact clearly, assign follow-up actions, and prepare strong appeals. That's pretty much it. That's for now. This is ideal for me. And then of course, now the next questions: how am I gonna make this? How am I gonna make this thing? Like, I don't have any coding skills. Let's say I'm a absolutely zero beginner experience. How am I gonna approach this? Then, of course, we're gonna settle down to our lovely two thing, Lovable and Claude. But if anyone here is new to Claude, Richard may probably has explained many times, or you guys have went to many webinars before. So people are using Claude a lot right now, but just in case, I just want to say again briefly, there are three kind of Claudes right now. There's normal Claude chatting, Cloud coding, and Cloud Cowork. Cloud chatting, of course, think of it just like your assistant answering questions of everything, which is good for light work. Then you have Cloud Code, which is basically see it as your developer building software. But the setting up for Cloud Code takes more time. That's why for this part here, I actually use Lovable because I think that's more intuitive for now. But if there's a next sessions, I will try to be using Cloud Code more because I actually like it. And then there's Coworker, which is just released recently. Coworker is just like your good AI agents completing the task, and you can just set it up. If you already have it set up nicely, it would basically become your 24-hour employee as long as you put your laptops open to complete the task. And you can schedule them, by the way, which is really neat. I did put like a video link here because I think this video best explain how to basically everything that you need to know. So, yep, it's just there. Now, to the important part. All right. Let's say I start from scratch with now my lovely co I have my lovely co-work here. Anyone here just asking, is anyone here first time using co-work? Because let me know so I can know to go from scratch or I can just skip some steps. This is important questions. Like, anyone here ever use touch co-work at all?
I think I just enabled the chat, so if anybody wants to get at it.
Yeah, yeah.
uh,
Because I think like Richard, like did your sessions already talk about co-work before?
yeah,
Yeah.
I did in the previous session. Yeah, but you know what? Why don't you walk us through at the top?
Okay, sure. I'll make it actually simple enough to not like that detail, but like just like better glance, like what to do. So here, let's say I already have this whole thing. This is a clean version. I actually tried a lot before, but this is the I tried to from scratch again. So first, when you have this co-work here, right? Then, do you know what you're gonna do first? All right, this is it was advised that we are going to have to basically give us like kind of like you don't just you don't you use like you can use ChatGPT, Gemini, etc. like that. You have to let it know what do you want to kind of like make first. So I just literally said I pretend that I am new to Cloud Cover, what kind, and then I know that I have to create some files like I heard like MD files, and then I also say I have my prompt from other LLM, and then I describe overall like I just literally yeet my PowerPoint content into this, and then I say I want to solve these problems, etc. And then I have ChatGPT and Gemini to just work together to create a better prompts. So I can just throw it in here, and now basically I have a cowork here to help me just create the two important files, which matters because you need these two to you can like kind of like put into other projects so that cowork can remember what you're doing for like long projects. So you have Claude MD and Memory MD here. It helps me create it. Claude M.MD is basically where is it? Claude.md is basically it tells you about who you are, what do you do, what is your job, etc. Memory.md is more like what is your project going to be about? Like what tools do you use and what projects do you have? So yeah, I did make it. I did set up here. Yep. Oh, let me just like zoom in on my screen bigger. Shoot. Claude.md here. Yep, quiz cowork memory. This is who I am, how I work. I have guardrails. And then what is this area about? TikTok, UGC platforms, core projects, and then how am I gonna recruiting angle? Like how do I want to present my project to the recruiters in this domain? And what tools am I using? Cloud Cowork, Code, Lovable. And also folder map. Yes, I do actually want to mention that like after many times I have tried prompting, I find that these four things are important for us to actually give out the best kind of like here. These four questions here. A good Claude MD has four things. Yes, this is what I put in here, and I was satisfied with what I have, and I think that we should have these as well, so that it has like enough informations for you to go through it, for like the clock cowork to know what it's actually doing. Moving on, so it gives me Claude.md create a compliance copilot project, and now I give it again to ChatGPT and Gemini, and then I ask like how I approach it is that I want to create an MVP of the compliance copilot, but then I do not want it to just like start off with like build me a complete create a compliance copilot app. I don't want it to do that. I want it to give me like kind of like 10 steps, like each prompt equals to one step, like a one by one building block, so that if there's anything happens in between, I know how to troubleshoot it. Because if that's a key, like lots of people just fall into the trap of like, let's start with just like basically build me a complete dashboard, etc. And this and this and this feature A, feature B, feature C, and Lovable is just gonna kind of give you like a pretty pretty like messy dashboard, and that's what I didn't want. That's why I prefer to break it down into 10 different prompts, and each prompt will keeps leading to the current um, output that I have now. All right, so that's pretty much basically what it does for Claude Cowork. Yes, I was pretty detailed here. As you can see, I have like prompt prom 4.2, 4.3, 4.4, 5.1, and like that. And I have faces as well. And yeah, and now this is the part like and now Claude Cowork recommends me like, yes, I see that before hopping into crafting something. You are a product manager. We care more about how your thought process is. We care that you know what you need to talk about. And that's why you need user stories, you need demo scenarios before even touching how to Claude code. And I also asked it to help me create PRD, because of course product manager needs PRD to hand those things to engineering team. So Cloud Cover helps me create PRD, user stories and demo scenarios one by one here. So in the end, I see that in my in my folder here, Utta, in my Cloud workspace, I have these files: Cloud, creator components.md, demo scenarios.md. Like I have these folders right here. These folders here are what is going to help me later if I move to Cloud Code. and then I just basically tag the projects. Like it didn't here. Like I just need to tag the projects and then oh, add select folder and then oh, never mind. Yep, I just need to tag it, and then the Claude cowork will remember all, will know the context of my file, and then it can go along with that. But since we're using Lovable, it's different. That's why I have a different approach for Lovable. So, which gets us to this part here. Where is it? Where is it? All right, PRD. So, for now, I have PRD, user stories, demo scenarios, and yep. And now I asked, it's like, but I'm using Lovable right now. I only I'm only using Lovable right now. Do you have like the same steps, but for like Lovable, like if just treating it as like I'm coding in Claude code, then um, and this gave me actually gave me a pretty good one. Like here, Lovable, we and then it gave me like a whole guideline for like how to approach this using Lovable, and yeah, you have you have how Lovable works, what to do with Lovable, what is the first context that you need to provide for Lovable so that it can helps you just like kickstart with the projects without any issues, like just like one by one, like I have context here, and then I have session one, session two, what to build, session three, session four, and etc. like that. So if we are heading to Lovable now, okay, I already kind of like finished that, and I think it would take lots of time, just like demo, like just like we run the whole thing and my credits and stuff. So yeah, it's just basically like it's just pretty straightforward because I did these steps very carefully already. That's why it looks so clean. But then before like just like I think like 2 days ago, 3 days ago, I just started with like build me a whole creator compliance copilot, and then just like and then like so many things like oh I realized like I'm missing this part, I'm missing important part, I'm missing this, and then I look at my product and I was like I don't like it. I didn't like it at all. I think this won't be helping people. So yeah, I start again, and then I had a clear idea like, oh, I see the issues. I want these issues to be addressed. I because I will be the one using this product. So just you see, I have my context here. I just like post it here. I make it read it before it gets apart, and then I start pasting sessions one here, and then it creates for me this part here, and then I keep repeating the process. So in the end, believe it or not, I did not encounter a single technical errors. So this what the thing that you see right now, it's not perfect yet, but it makes my life easier because I didn't have to wonder like what is missing, what is going on. It does the job well enough for me because of the way that I prompt that just make it clear. So yeah, just like overall, I just show a quick demo of like something I would say I'm 60% satisfied. I would have something to add more, but that's for later talk. But now let's see. So just say if I this is for my use case here is small creators who just wants to check like oh I cross posted on Instagram, TikTok, Patreon, WOP, and I want to see like what kind of my contents is like making me is like affecting my monetizations and then making me at risk of getting into legal issues or like undisclosed deals. So now right in the dashboard I see like oh okay I have four open risk, three flag contents because okay, and five appeals and then one deadline. All right, what is going on here? What is going on right here? All right, Patreon, Instagram. Hey, yeah, I have WAP. All right, then I would say, okay, let's see what is happening to my Instagram. All right, all right. Looks like that I have my collab reel right here, and then it has a may affect my monetizations. And why is that? What happened? Oh, without branded content label, I didn't disclose that. I didn't disclose that it was sponsored. Okay, yep. And lots of people actually did that. They work with ads and brands, but they do not disclose that it's sponsored. So lots of times viewers are feel like they're tricked. So now evidence. I what do I need for appeal? Oh, okay, I need the brand partnership agreement. Okay, I need confirmations from brand. All right, and then sure, like if it's in if I would to make this better, I would actually include more details, like kind of like a mini steps inside these large steps, because sometimes, like, of course, we don't want to spend time looking like how do we approach, have to Google how to approach these. So I will have some kind of like stuff that helps us explain how to approach these better. But for now, these like a big outlines of what I can. All right, generate appeal draft, generate my draft here, please. Sign apprenticeships, etc. Okay, pretty good. And then submitted, decisions received, and see. Risk checker also. Yep, this is just like another site for, like, let's say TikTok captions. Like if I go to Richard's LinkedIn, I threw in his caption and then his content, and then let's see like if there's any risk like Richard getting demonetized video. Stuff
Do it.
could happen, right? It could happen. Could happen. Oh wait, okay. I need to log into LinkedIn again. Oh my gosh. All right, let's log into LinkedIn real quick. Just pretend that I. Okay, where's Richard? Okay, yes, yes, I hear. Okay, okay. Um, where's your newsletter? I swear, I swear your newsletter is like so. Okay, where's your newsletter?
Click on click on me again. Why isn't my face showing on your thing?
What? No, your
Why
face.
isn't my face showing on your thing?
Your face? I don't.
Yeah, my profile picture.
It's
Why
not.
isn't it?
What?
Yeah.
Wait, I thought this is your default profile
No,
picture. Wait, it's not? I thought that's your style. I thought that's your style.
no, no. Why are we not connected on the thing? I actually
We're
think
connected. I
it
miss
says
it.
third.
I say third. Did you connect with me?
No, you didn't accept my invite, bro.
What? No, wait, okay. Sorry, I'm so sorry, Richard. I'm so
No.
sorry. I'm so sorry. Wait, I didn't know. What? Okay, okay. That's interesting. All right. How to build? For example, I'm just gonna yeet this whole thing here. I don't think it's gonna think it's been going to happen, but who knows? Who knows? It's okay now. It's too lovable again. Okay, TikTok, Instagram. Okay, share Instagram video. High risk? What? Instagram? Oh, okay, it's just saying that you're missing the paid partnerships for label risk partner program eligibility. So, okay, edit the post, advanced settings, and paid partnerships, and tag the brand partner. Well, this is pretty surface level over so far. So I say I would improve more, but yeah, just something to consider. And now for the incidents part, this is a better overview of like what we see, like there's affecting us. We have Instagram, high severity, appealing, deadlines, and then actions, what actions need to take, which leads us back to the other things. And now for the task part. The task part I did mention before that well, we if for agency, for agency, it's good that we could be able to assign follow-up actions to themselves and teammates, just like Trello, right? So this is somewhat you can see it's like a Trello for compliance managing. So I say that if this product is better, then it's something that you can really pitch to like many UGC agency, which is a lot right now. Like UGC agency is a huge thing, and yeah, people can help managing each other's content creators, like what is happening here. Why we have Maya, we have Tyler's like this, we have Marcus Critical, okay, and then okay, solve, done, progress, done. So yep, like overall that's like the gist of it. Like that's the like my very baby compliance copilot dashboard that I'm satisfied. And the main thing takeaway here that I like that actually show is that how clean prompts, how like when you know what you to prompt properly, it helps you to reduce the errors instead of just trying to perfect everything in one go. Like break it down into like 10 steps, 10 different prompts, that each prompt leads you to a better, more finished product than just like starting off directly and then trying to expect Claude to be able to build what you want. So yep, that's pretty much it. That's what I have for now in this 30 minutes. I hope you guys have any questions, and thank you for listening.
How would you compare I mean, there's a few tools that you could have
Yes,
used.
yes. This is a Kitty. I just use demo data for now because like I try to I in Cloud Code I would set up super base and Firebase, but for this one here that would be too much like time. I use demo data, but this is gonna be the same thing because the you still have to upload and stuff like that, right? That's I'm just skipping that part of uploading the content because Instagram and TikTok stuff you have to import it to CSV for your files and data and then upload to the backend. It's a kind of workaround, but for now this is front end, dashboard, important parts, and what you can expect. Yeah.
How would you compare Claude Code to Cursor if you were to?
Oh yeah, I did use Cursor before. I did use Cursor way before even the term vibe code kind of like gets popular. I said Cursor is like kind of like the kind of like it's like you have so many options there of like choosing which LLM to pick. So you have like I did use Cursor back then mainly for like the code base. I was making like a whole quite a large app, and Cursor helps me mostly the best on the front end part and the like logic. But then for my troubleshooting, I still have to like do like 40% of the work of understanding why it works like that because Cursor what happens like you have that time you have two smartest model is Claude and ChatGPT. Like I use those two frequently, and if those two just like basically gave up, and then I just like gave up, I don't understand as well. So Cursor, that's a limitation of Cursor. It depends too much on the other LLM to do the work. So that's why now for Claude co-work, for Claude Code or Claude co-work,
Yeah, Claude Code.
for
I know
Claude
you
Code.
didn't. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I know you didn't do anything with Claude Code today, but I wanted to get your opinion.
Yes, the clock code now, as I try some part, I feel like the setting up part will be a bit intimidating at first because people will be like, oh, you have to use VS Code. You have to set up a Node.js backend language, which is a bit intimidating at first, but then it actually reduces the technical understanding more than Cursor because Cursor it doesn't bother explaining to you why is that. It just try to keep fixing the issue. So Cloud Code makes it easier for you to prompt more, understand technical constraint less. It's like Cursor is like kind of like 60% prompt, 40% like 30% trying to fix a code, and 10% left trying to understand why you and Cursor cannot figure out what went wrong. And in the end, I still have to like get an engineer, hire an engineer guy to just even look through my code. And that's why I was thinking like Cursor can only help me so much that if I get stuck at some complex thing, then Cursor just gave up. Cursor gave up at that part.
What about Claude Code?
Cloud I hope that if I try to redo my, I'm actually interested, like if I were to make my app again using Cloud Code, how far would it take? I say that, I say that it would help me. Cloud Code connects now better with the backend, like kind of like it would because it would dig into your folder local files, right? It would dig into there. It will also scan and look and see that oh you have super base file, you have MySQL file. It will try to like help you set up and then it's like it's like basically you're giving you letting your own software engineer to be on your team and then trying to do it for you instead of like telling you to like oh you should go to do step one step two. It does it for you. So I say reduce. It makes me easier to understand why like it makes me easier to like to skip those technical process, but still the remaining 30% I still need to go check if it's doing what I really want to or not. But overall Cloud I would choose it over Cursor. I would choose it
Got
over Cursor.
it. Got it. That seems to
Like
be the
no more
general.
60/40, no more 60/40. Um this is more like 75 20 no, 70 no 70 20 and 10% left is also just like me making sure like Cloud Code is not accidentally deleting my files.
Whoa. Yeah. So. Let's go ahead and plug in some questions, and then while you guys are, if you guys can go ahead and plug in the questions into the Q&A button, that'd be fantastic. Some announcements that I actually want to go ahead and make is the Claude co-work. Give me a second here.
Oh, you want me to stop sharing?
Oh, yeah, please.
Okay.
Give me a second. Let me see.
Also, just one thing, it's like I think Cloud Code is like if you look at from like a software engineering perspective, it's easier. It's like Cloud Code gives you better clean code that you can actually hand to engineering team, because Cursor is just more like kind of like if engineering looks at it, they can tell immediately like, oh my God, this is gonna make AI slots like that. So so yeah, prompting is just like a big is also makes it easier too, but I feel like cloud code makes my life easier than cursor, which is good,
100%.
which is good.
Built by engineers for engineers.
Yes, that's right.
Not by. That's and then I'm assuming it sounds like you felt that way, Huey, as a
Yep.
computer science guy. Yep.
Yeah, and also like
All right.
product managers, engineers, like I feel like cloud coder already like does pretty much like what we all want to do, and then that's why, like I know so many LLM coding assistants out there like Copilot, Pair, Cursor, like Lovable, and then like back then you have V0. I use almost all of it. I use almost all of it, and then I just say like, now Cloud Code, peace of mind, because I have everything directory just there. Like it does what it like. I think it's like I don't have to think like, oh, front end, like one side handles front end better, one side handles back end better, one side handles whatever else better. Like, yeah. Yeah.
Whatever else better. Okay, all right. Let me go ahead and actually, before we get to the Q&A, which people please go ahead and pop over. Uh, for those of you who are actually, let me go ahead and actually share this. Yeah, schedule a call with us. I actually see some guests on the call today that I'm going to follow up with, but I'm just going to go out there and pause recording. Simple context is that actually more people are using Claude right now. So if you're hitting your usage limits faster, I've also included an additional lesson where yeah, I know. I was like yelling at the machine. Um it was like you're 79% at usage. I was like, it's only Tuesday. It's not even possible. I have a crazy workload, as all of you know, but more people are getting on Claude. And that just means like, yeah, more people are prompting on it. So I've also included additional lessons where you can go out there and actually save the token, save the usage for it. I'm going to be doing James and I will be doing the heavy lifting on the manage agents, and we'll be releasing that curriculum this week. I'm very pumped up for it. But manage agents, where it differs dramatically is that um, all the prompts that you make, you will get charged for it with tokens. So it's kind of like you're playing an arcade game. It does not reset. So we will do our utmost to make sure that you guys spend the least amount of money possible, but manage agents is just insane what it can go out there and do right now. Anyways, anybody have any questions for Huey, the compliance dashboard, myself, anything like that? And then seeing here, give me a second. Going once, going twice. Anybody? Ugana, anything from you, buddy? I know you're getting back into the process.
Sorry, just had to. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you just fine.
Yeah, just getting back into the process. I've actually been playing a little bit with or at least set up Claude Code, and co-work, and I'm about to start diving into that. I primarily use Lovable, similar to what he said, but I'm starting to dive into Claude Code and co-work more now. So more to come there.
We will be having the Claude Code and the Cursor curriculum dropping real soon. Uh, yeah, yeah, but um, I don't want people to get freaked out about things getting too technical, but obviously, the more skills that you bring in as a product manager, the more favorably that looks upon you. Okay. With that said, okay, Huey, thank you so much for showing us the compliance dashboard.
And
Yeah,
UGC.
and UGC, buddy.
Also, Richard, what's your take? What's your realistic take on like this actually domain? Because I think like UGC and EGC, as you mentioned, will be even kind of like scaling even more, right?
UGC and EGC. So, what's my take on what?
Like kind of like what do you say like about like prospects on this industry itself? Because I tried to look up, I did look up like some like PM positions and in this domain, and like kind of like just like people managing working with creators, and then the agencies and yep, like those are actually very interesting. Like I didn't know like there's PM who also makes tools to help creators having easier time to scale as well.
That's where the business is going right now is tech workers are becoming tech influencers,
Hmm.
you know, like um tech workers are becoming tech influencers. And I can shoot out right now, no joke, 80 YouTube videos of people that are saying that as soon as they mention that they have a YouTube channel, companies are just like, how many subscribers do you have? How many subscribers do you have? How many videos do you have up there? What are they engaging with? They are just so focused on that, So, like, I think if we're going to take a look at the reality of it, it's the most proven. Like, we as a business right now, we don't run any ads anymore. Ads have not been proven to be effective. So if you want to, I mean, I talked to Catherine earlier this week. If you want to go ahead and get the best product manager jobs, right, you have to be focused right now on what companies are most focused on and what are they stressed out about. The number one thing that companies are stressed out about right now is customer acquisition,
Yeah, same as well.
right?
That's why I look
Like
at your
if you invested in a restaurant, right? Um, It is crazy. There's a new Korean themed Vietnamese restaurant that just opened up.
okay,
Chains and like,
okay, I'm hearing.
like right here in New York, right? Um, and it's a Vietnamese restaurant with a Korean vibe. It's pretty damn interesting. But like the thing is, right now, all things Korean are like hot. It's like the influencer capital right now of the world. Companies see it as like a major source of distribution. All these Korean influencers and celebrities, they're just getting brand deals up, down, left, right, and center because they have direct access to consumers. The point that I'm trying to illustrate is you don't have to be a Korean influencer.
I was thinking so. I would like to be like working, like making tools to help make the industry easier, like kind of like solving that part of like
I would say like the gap is going to be this. The return on investment has been proven that influencers, either you are like, either you have a following, and it's actually not difficult. Either you have a following or you don't, right? But you can go out there and actually develop one. Like I don't have a cybersecurity background yet. I'm actually in the cybersecurity space myself. The ROI, the amount of money that you spend on influencer partnerships versus the same amount of dollars that you're spending on ads, that return on investment has dramatically, like the ROI has just been better. So when you're branding yourself off as like when you brand yourself off as a possible UGC is user generated content, that means you don't work at that company, but employee generated content. That just makes you look so much better because right now you guys can go out there and fact check me. You guys have the tools, right? Go on ChatGPT right now. Use employee generated content has 561% engagement. So this is actually why the companies that have like influencers that are already in staff in-house, those people almost always never get laid off, you know? So like you got to focus on if you own a restaurant right now, like think about it. The chefs, they might be focusing on having the best ingredients, or like this is the wrong fork, or this is the wrong rotter glass, or those are the wrong curtains. What do you care about as an investor if you invested in a restaurant? You
Hmm.
care about whether or not there's customers spending money.
Steady income streams, and
There you go.
yes, that's the thing.
So if you can't generate rev, the next best thing is generating traffic and converting that attention. Yeah, so I would say on one side, I'd say the best thing for you to do is to solve the problem of the marketplace. Companies have a very difficult time reaching out to influencers because you have to think about it. Like, and that's actually why they want employees, right? And that's actually why when you're coming in here looking like you have a brand, you look just so much hotter. Influencers, you got to contact them. So let's just say everybody on this call right now is an influencer,
Okay.
right? And I'm a business owner, right? If I contact you, the next thing I'm going to be thinking about is basically this. It's like, okay, let's set up a call. I got to wait 3 to 4, 5 days. And then I got to go out there and talk to you. And then you're going to tell me what? Let's just say you're an influencer and you got the whole Vietnamese market behind you,
Like, what
right?
about like the kind of contents I just posted, and then you be like, is it gonna be like safe for my brand and stuff? Like, do you
There
like,
you go.
yeah,
Is it
yeah,
going to be good for my brand? What's
that's
the
literally
deal?
compliance. Like, that's why I find like the compliance works well for the UGC, and it's actually so overlooked about that. Like, you have brand partnerships, just people saying wrong things or like misleading all the time, and then just like affects the brand image. Like,
That's what WAP aims to solve. Everybody wants to get this thing faster. So if you can make it easier for companies, that's a fantastic side project for you to go out there and flex on an interview. That's
okay.
going to help you break through. Is if you can help companies onboard influencers faster and you can help influencers get brand deals faster, right? Then yeah. Uh, let me see here. Yeah, so like that's basically it.
Like, do you mean like influencers getting brand deals? Like, do you care like getting matching the right brand deals, or like because
The
it's
ones
like,
that are starting out, the ones that are starting out
okay,
are the ones that are going to be starting out. Those are the ones that are the hungriest, right?
yeah.
Because they don't care if you're selling like if you're selling protein to a cat.
Oh,
Like they just want to go out there and monetize, right?
yeah.
But obviously they take that, right? They take that and then they go to the company. Like the influencers that I actually know that like get the best brand deals, they know their metrics like this. They come in here with the whole something called a media sheet. I currently have 70,000 followers right now. They're between the ages of 25 to 31. That's like top 10% of them, my most engaged. This is the percentage. I have the male to female breakdown. They give all this data to show the company because what the company cares about the most is you have access to just this demographic for the marketplace, you
Hmm.
know?
And
So
then like
like,
the products, the brand deals that you're working with has to match that kind of like the data, the matching demographics, or else like everything else like just flops. Whatever brand is just flops.
there you go. I mean, just take a look at like right now, how many people here just show a quick show of hands would love to be a product manager right now at Anthropic?
Pretty much all. Pretty
Nobody wants to work at Anthropic?
much. Me too. Me
Who'd
too.
want to work at Anthropic? No, seriously, right?
Yep.
Anthropic's biggest problem right now is everybody's been hearing about managed agents, Claude code, and how cool it is. How many people on this platform right now can use it? How many people right now know how to use it? How many people right now have a game plan to figure out how to use it? Well, that's why you guys are in the program because we're distilling it for you guys, right? Right? Because you guys, I'm pretty sure we have a lot of smart people on this call. I'm pretty damn freaking sure you guys have gone on YouTube to be like, how hard can this shit be? And then you're like, fuck. Well, that's why they're paying these storytelling product managers $775,000, you know? Uh, so rack up on that Claude that Claude portfolio, and it'll be so much easier for you to get a product manager job at Claude because that's what Claude wants right now. And then for those of you that speak foreign languages, um, if you guys, for those of you, we actually have somebody that they're like too shy to go out there and because they don't want to jinx it, but they're in final round right now at Meta. And I was like, yo, if you're out there at Meta right now, Meta just dropped their new AI model, and they're like, oh, it's game changing. Has anybody gotten on it yet? They give you free credits just even signing up for an account. Nobody knows how to use this shit, you know? Yeah. So like with that said, you know. Yeah. Anyways, I gotta go ahead and run quickly to my next call. Huey, thank you so much for taking the time. But my last basic give me a second here. I'm gonna text this guy. I'm coming in a little bit late. My last basic thing here is I have some people to go out there and actually follow up is basically gonna be this. Focus on like what companies are actually stressed out about because the problems that they're stressed out about are the problems that they're paying the most for. But my boss used to tell me this in recruiting. People pay the fastest for what hurts the most. You know, gathering customer pain points, that is a product manager function. Right now, the entire market is fixated right now on user acquisition, user education, and user retention. 90% to 95% of the tools that are being built right now, because you guys want to work at the coolest companies paying the highest rates. The companies that are the coolest that are paying the highest rates, they're also the least toxic place to go ahead and work at. Somebody I did a call with this week told me they're working at a very toxic work environment. Well, why are they working in a toxic work environment? Because it's a shitty company to work for. Because they're selling some shit that nobody wants to go out there and buy, right? So let's just talk about the stuff that people actually do want to buy. Okay. That makes it so much easier for you. They still have a huge market share of people that heard of them, somewhat know them, haven't used them. But how many of those people have paid for it? You know how many people pay for Claude maybe for like 1 month? They're not even willing to drop 20 bucks. If you can't convert that person into a power user, they're not going to stay on there. What Claude really wants is for more people to go ahead and like drop like $100. You know, so all of this stuff, why our people are getting product manager jobs, actually hosting trainings on here is number one, companies love that because this is something that they're trying to figure out how to do. They have some of the smartest people that are so not smart when it comes to educating y'all. Pretty sure everybody that enrolled here probably watched at least 20 to 40 YouTube videos before they're just like, why is this content so freaking bad? You know? They're like, you know, we all get on there like, yo, some guy figured out how to use ChatGPT to cure himself from cancer. This can't be that hard. And then you're like, this is so bad. It is really bad, but educating people is really hard. It really is. I know, I do it for a living. You know? So anyways, Huey, good job. We're gonna go ahead and get this thing onto the platform, YouTube.
Okay.
One piece of advice that I would advise for all of the upcoming hosts
All right.
is start off with the Lovable demo so
Oh yeah.
people know
Okay.
how the end product is going to look like. Remember the pizza, right?
Yes, yes,
You don't
sir.
know what the pizza is supposed to look like. Let's just say you don't even know this country called Italy exists.
I actually noted that at first, and then I just thought like, oh,
It's
okay.
fine.
But
I remember when
it's
I
all
was
good.
part of theater class, yeah. Well, like once
I
upon a
can
time
keep
when I
that.
lived in LA, I took theater, I was gonna be an actor though, but it's like you had to walk into like a very specific order. And I remember one of the guys like totally forgot, but we are practicing that shit. Like it was a triangle, like you start here, then you here, and then here. Uh for those of y'all that are going to be presenting this, even for our guests too, let me give you guys a quick tip if you guys would allow me. Start off with the end product there first, and then afterwards, once they see, oh, this is what we're getting to, it's kind of like watching those Netflix shows like a Ozarks. or something, right? You know how they have like in the beginning, it's just like they have this one scene and they're like 72 hours prior, and then now you're really curious. That's the hook that's going to keep you curious so you stay all the way to the end because the first thing that you want to do when you're on a product manager interview is you have to make sure that you have their attention because they could have just gotten out into a fight with their developer. The investors probably been asking them like, how are the numbers looking? And then the CFO is probably having a freaking mental breakdown. The first thing you need them to do is you need them to wave all that shit away, focus on what is it that you have to offer. Your pitch doesn't matter if they're not in a position where they actually have the emotional bandwidth to listen to you.
Mm.
Okay. So I got a call. I got to go out there and run to. I'm already 7 minutes late. Huey, good job. We're looking forward to our future guests that are coming out. Crystal, we need to put you on the schedule. Okay. We need to put you on the schedule. Talk to y'all very soon. Thank you.